They've been preparing now. But the score is 3-0 in the grand finals. Will this be the secret ingredient that Vamos needs to finally topple the Giants?
This could be the final game that Vamos gets to play in this grand finals, or the start of a new comeback for the new gen. We're going to be heading into game number 4. Vamos finds themselves back on blue side, SRG on red side. And it's quite ironic when we look back 4 seasons ago in season 13. That's also where we announced the new era before this current era. And it was SRG that kickstarted it with a win. And it looks like they're about to go into the second generation with another win if they get this one.
Yep, immediately they're trying to gain control over this lane fast. And you'll see he's got to minimize the amount of damage that he has. Unfortunately for Subbot, doesn't get to the wave in time at level 1. Now, just means that he's just going to have to take a slower time.
Subbot's got an important role to play up until, well, I don't really think he's won a lane yet this grand finals, which is definitely not good. Playing off of EXP is very important considering the current meta. Now he has the pick that has been causing him so much grief. One of his main heroes, he's gotta pop off.
Let's see whether or not he finds that opportunity, right? Because you can see that Vamos is leaning towards his side of the map a lot more often. And not to mention that Nako, he honestly has an opportunity to find like a solo kill onto Innocent, but not right now. Oh my god. How did it turn this way?
And also, if they lose this game, it will be Subbot's first and last loss on Paquito. He's been perfect so far on this hero.
Ooh, you are right about that one. Stellar record. Literally his namesake when it comes to his nickname here in MPL. So a lot is riding right now on Team Vamos to get this victory.
Let's see, because right now SRG have a lot of control over the river.
Oh, that's an attempt on the Clockwood's life, and I think they will still get it. Zukai, they can try and control it. Zukai just gets swing away. First blood for Clockwood. Good backup there from Vamos.
Good anticipation from the side of SRG. They understood that they were moving towards that right side. They were ready for the ambush as soon as they got together onto the south side of the river bush.
Revitalize is so good in the early game. The healing is way more than a lot of people would expect, and SRG making an uncharacteristic hard dive early there, losing Skies in the process, but now controlling the turtle to make sure that he can farm back up.
That's going to be traction pulse. Clockwood will have the Crimson Beacon out of the way. They find a ton into a lift, as will be Yum slain. Subbot forces Stormy out of the fight, and Cram is all alone. AOG hits the Nair ball, but it's enough for Vamos to walk away with the objective.
All right. Good start. That is what Vamos needs. Punish the jungler, pick it up on the turtle, and that should be the start that allows them to play off of.
Innocent sustaining into this lane very, very well, but now the double waves have started to come through for Natco to surge more gold into this economy, but they still haven't been able to defend this one particular camp. They've been giving it up every single time, and that advantage is starting to build up onto Sakai's, already creating at least a 1-level lead gap.
In the EXP lane as well, looks like Subbot is able to finally start holding things on his own. Considering that SRG has up until this point played around an early game disadvantage. Hold on.
We're going to punish Clockwood again. Still at the Purify, but now they're going to use the kick. Purify not out just yet, doesn't need it. Crimson Beacon to disengage. Really playing on the line there.
Woo, tightrope gameplay coming in from Clockwood. He could have purified it out of that at any point of time, but he held it until the very end. He knows how important his resources are to him with the lineup that we see from SRG.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. At the very least, Vamos has not allowed their momentum, their mindset to be affected too heavily by the previous losses. Mountain Shocker gonna give them some information to play with. SRG definitely going to be a little bit behind, but they still have a scaling lineup, and this is not out of the ordinary for them.
Oh, what a...
Lock him out of the lane.
Dang. Where's your money? They're trying to hold him hostage here.
Ah, this feels bad.
Here comes the kick. They have the damage. Nako will trick this away. They force the flicker out from Yums, but still, Nako needs a recall. And Innocent finds a goal lead.
Oh, that's so sad. Actually, Stormer could have gotten the kill there, but his passive triggered, got to the max stacks of its triggered a little too late, allowing Nako enough time to traceless away. Thank God for iframes. But actually, Nako's in a pretty he's not, you know, completely out of this game. And his first item rush, he decided not to go for the boost, went straight into the Hunter Strike first, so he actually has real damage.
And the Sky Piercer out for Arrow 404. Barbell gets called in. The turtle secured for Arrow 404. Clock will look to get away. AOG only hits on the one, but Cram still continues to wail away. And Sabah will keep Innocent occupied, but he has to disengage. And both teams will now back off. Arrow 404 goes back in, stuck by the traction pole. And ZK bails him out.
I think the big problem right now is that I don't think Natco wins a 1v1 in the late game against Cram, even with full items. Not to mention that he's also going, coming down with strong.
Oh, no Flake. No Flake is dead.
Apparently he doesn't win early game either.
No, not at all. So neither does Sabah. This is ganked by 4 guys.
Getting caught like that, not great, not great. They should be able to crack this wide open, and now they've got a perfect 4-1 split.
This is an unfortunate series of events. Vamos has been doing a good job of holding on to objectives and trading in team fights, but then they lose 2. The sequential ganks from SRG. And this is honestly what Zoravecki mentioned in his quote earlier as well. SRG knows these timings. They know how to get under your skin. And when you least expect the fight to happen, they catch you on these rotations. And they gotta be more wary about it because that net worth advantage is just gone.
And now, I mean, it's very small leads that are being shown as of yet, but it's still good enough for Vamos, right? They still want that early scenario, making the early game not as difficult, but now we transition into the mid game. And this is where we've seen Vamos kind of struggle in a majority of their matches against SRG. It usually boils down to one bad fight.
Even for Vamos, they're not behind by any means. They lose the top tier 1. And I think even in terms of scaling, Nako will eventually get there. The guy's gonna be the victim. Extra hybrid defense from Barbial, keeping him alive, but the lift off will be sufficient to take out the guy and turn on Yums. Vamos, they strike back, and that's 2 kills.
Great response coming in, Ezekiel. He sees Barbiel's line, knows instantly, hey, he's got to be on this line. I can cut him off straight away. And even Sakai's knew that he messed up as soon as he called the ult.
That's the value of the AOG, being able to deny zones. So someone...
And
yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, trying to find a trade there.
Dude, why would you go in before your flicker is up, man? Like, you see the first opportunity, the second time, there's no need to go even further.
Yeah, I feel like Sapat, unfortunately, underperforming this grand finals a little bit, which is, again, not ideal. You really need your EXP lane to be providing value under current meta. And Cram is definitely doing a lot better in that regard, but Vamos being able to secure that last turtle is still holding on to the lead. My issue is, though, I feel like SRG just completely outscales when it comes to that late game.
Yes and kind of no, right? Because at the same time, as much, like Innocent, absolutely, but Stormy is very conditional that he has somebody peeling for him. Cram, 100%, easily, but you can buy a little bit of time. There is a little bit of counterplay with Clawkun, Zeke, and Sapat. Everybody else doesn't really stand a chance against Cram.
Speaking of Cram, he's gonna 1v1.
What are we doing here?
Fade enough. No. There's no shot.
Like, what are we doing here?
Oh, they might lose one of their team members. Clawkun, are you gonna purify? He's gonna use the Crimson Beacon. And a good build out. Arrow 4-4 with the stun, but Innocent still gets the finisher with his own flicker. And with Clawkun, then Nako just joins the fight. But I don't think there's anything to be held though. Nako shouldn't be staying there. ZK will try to escort him out. Flicker into the butt. Looks for Innocent. Doesn't have the damage. And now he is going to be stabbed to death.
Ah, that felt a little desperate there. Like, Sapat knows he needs to be doing things. He did not need to do that. And props over to Innocent for engaging with Flicker instead of VMI so that he could use it to dodge AOG. Foresight like this is why he's one of the best.
Yeah, I mean, even for Clawkun, right? Moments like that where he can get out of it, he's just trying to save those resources, ends up getting blasted down by Innocent in the meantime, right? That's just damage he cannot afford to take anymore because he is the dedicated anchor of his team. Your side lanes die, whatever. You are the last bastion for people to fall back into you.
Yep. And Zeke needs him. And without him, Zeke is just a standing target. They have to do a number onto him.
They gotta stop.
He has to AOG out.
Yep. Resources being faded out constantly, and now they're re-engaging on Clawkun.
Clawkun is most likely going to go down unless help comes through. Jules finds a kick on the Nako. Nako will get out, but they lose Clawkun to Cram. A 1-for-1 trade thus far. SRG willing to continue fighting this. Arrow 4-4 in the wings. As you see this opening on the Sakai.
Oh my goodness, Cram.
Innocent is out, and ZK will also disengage.
Yo, what are we fighting for? Anybody in chat can point out what exactly is Vamos fighting for? Like, are they fighting for an objective? Are they fighting for a neutral? Are they just fighting for the sake of fighting? Because right now, it sure feels like they're fighting for the sake of fighting.
I may have to agree with you there. Like, you could argue that maybe they're fighting because the Lord is coming up soon, but it's clear they're not really setting up for it either. They're really just trying to find some kind of kill, which is kind of their MO. Vamos has always been a team fight team. They've always been a team that snowballs off of getting these pickoffs, but it's not really working right now, and we need to see some variation.
And dude, you got to stop it, man.
Oh,
But
this
thinking
is...
to yourself, why didn't my Freya do this?
Oh.
Yus goes in, gets a kick. That's Kuala dead. I think you just back off. It doesn't look like they let run away that easily.
Oh, man.
Doesn't matter. That's gonna be 4 dead. SRG running away with the game and claiming heads as they go. A full wipeout. 10 minutes, 40 seconds in.
Oh boy.
A total disaster scenario for Vamos. This is basically the GG. This is the fight that SRG wins, and after that, they just take the game. This is that turnaround.
This is that championship game. This is the trophy lift fight.
The stakes are never higher, and I really don't know how Vamos turns it around.
I think it's over the moment that Supa got solo queue and they still took this fight.
Yeah, the hard part is that the composition doesn't necessarily need to fight the traditional front-to-back style. Natco needs to be able to have enough space to get into the front line and then out of the front line and continuously do that to get the maximum amount of damage. What Vamos' comp is really good at is chasing you when you are low. The problem is that Selangor Red Giant, their first impact is so high. Look, he's going to turn this around. It's so high, it doesn't matter.
And the Cram is like 1v2ing. Well, they get Stormy at the cost of Natco. Cram is still doing it.
Fight him under the tower. You can do it.
They seriously just cannot. Cram is outperforming. This is unfortunately a case of EXP lane diff. Supa is not playing to the level that Vamos needs him to, and unfortunately the rest of the team not really doing a good job either.
If he could all chat, he would all chat XP gap, like right now.
I don't know if we want to go down this road. I feel like he's got a lot of things to say. Now they're going even deeper.
This could be where it ends. So Yums and that's Mega Cure already. Zkip is dead for 30 seconds. They might have only one more chance. The guys, the knockout punch, not enough. Out. Natco on the run. This is in. The butt ends up going down. The Lord still hitting on the crystal. SRG not finding the angle to end the game. Just Jet Innocent should die here as Vamos mounts a last-ditch defense, and they will hang on.
Ooh, what a save, what a save.
That was close. Once again, error 404, holding the team on his back, but they did do a good job there. The lift from Kuala especially into the tower made a big difference, kept them far into the two-man blade surge, and then the knockout strikes. At the very least, when Vamos is able to fight together in their base, there is something they're still able to do, and that was a lot of good shutdowns.
Oh, look at this. Huge shutdowns in a matter of fact here. But in terms of the gold, it does even out just a little bit, which is great. This is exactly what we wanted to see. Now Vamos has an opportunity here. They're going to hit the 42k mark, which means that their carries will also have completed their main core items.
Now they're going to make an attempt on the Crab. Crabs can lift it back as the 4-man gang squad. Crab still survives in the end. And now you know Yums is fishing for something. A good taunt to break the combo, but Sakai calls in Barbell. AOG completing with. They will take out the turret to secure a way back, but Natco does not find a way out, and Zkip dies again. SRG with the punish.
It was a good attempt, honestly. They got close with it. If they just had a little bit more help, that could have been a kill on the Freya. But even then, maybe staying a little bit too long, a little bit too deep. Vamos now 2 members down. SRG pushing in.
It's going to be the final push, I'm not going to lie. The 5th trophy lays ahead. Wave coming in from mid and bottom. SRG deciding to play safe and systematic. They have an endgame angle, and that is going to be the Lord.
They get the Lord, they stick by it, they win this game, right? This is already the second Lord of the game as well. It will give them damage reduction as long as they stand near it. And look at this split, they even have the flank angle ready to go.
Unless there's a hero play from Arrow 4 and the rest of Vamos, there is no chance. Yums finds the kick, Arrow 4 disabled for a while, but he's straight into the back line. He's on both of the cores with Crab. Again, the silence of SRG. Going above and beyond to deliver the killing blow. Arrow 4-4 will come back to life and try to outplay this, but Innocent and the guys, they stand their ground. 3 dead for Vamos, and Crab is still holding them back.
Oh,
I think this could be it. We could be looking at a bit of an angle right now. It's going to be a 3v2, and one of those is a tank.
And ZK is going to revitalize to keep himself up. Sapat desperately trying to clear the wave. He needs to buy time for his team to come back. 5 seconds for Kloggun. Sapat and ZK goes down. SRG on the crystal. The Dynasty